Good. Today we are going to learn another conditional statement. It's called a switch. Switch is similar to if else, but the syntax wise is different. Remember, we use the if condition and then do something if else, or else if something, do something. And in the switch, we don't call it a condition, we call it an expression, because we want to check the value. In the if else, the condition actually is a true or false. Remember, it's just a comparison. Is the time less than 10? Or is the time less than 20? It's a comparison. So the value is just true or false. If true, do something. If false, don't do it. While in switch, the expression is a value, not just true or false. Let's say the value 1, 2, 3. If in case the value is 1, then do something. Or in case the value is 2, you do something else. If none of those two values, then there's the default case, then do the default block of code. Well, the value doesn't necessarily be 1 or 2. It can be any value, or integer, double, string, or it can also be true or false. So here is an example. Okay, here let's see. Yeah, so this is expression. It can be a variable, or can be, a calculation. That's why it's an expression, is evaluated once. Let's say the day is 4, let's switch. Okay, day, if day is 4, then do something here. So if the day is 2, then it does this part. So the use of this code is like, okay, let's check the day. If the day is 4, then it's Thursday. If it's a 1, it's a Monday. If it's 7, then print Sunday. So this whole thing, it just print out the weekdays in name, the weekday names, depending on what value the day is. Let's try that. Let's try that. We need a May. Okay, we just need a May. Oh, here's a May. We just need a May. So just copy that thing. Okay. Do that. So we have this class main, we have this main method. If day is 4, we want to print out a Thursday. Let's see if it works that way. Let me save the file. Let me where's that file out? Down here. I think it's documents, book, Java. Oh, there. Hopefully we have this main. Yep. Java compile. And run. Yep, a print a Thursday. And let's see if the day is 1. Let me save it. Compile again. Yeah, it's Monday. Okay, let me see. Let's finish this one. And you may ask, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, what if I give it a 0? What happens? Let's compile. Nothing, right? Because the 0 is not any of those values. We only 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. But you may ask, hey, I want to know, I want to see something, even though it's not a valid value, then you probably want to add this, add a default. And for the default, you don't need to break because it's the last line of the block. Yeah, I don't think you need a, right. You don't need a break. So if it's not those, then you say not. Why I got those X column? I don't see that. That's interesting. Where that from even? See, I don't have that X column there. That's interesting. So funny. Print that. Oh, let me see. Oh, something wrong with my copy that thing here. Let me try it. Wow. That's funny. What? I don't get it. Let me see why we got this thing, little thing there. God. What? Okay. Oh, that's what? That's so annoying. Where's that from even? Not a valid weekday. Let's keep that thing. See if that impact anything here. Let me see. Yeah. This is so annoying. Where's that little thing from even? All right. It doesn't impact anything, so I'll find out later. And I can't even delete it. How about that? Do? Huh? So annoying. Okay. Fine. Add that. Hey, add that thing by itself. Something wrong with my editor. Yeah, let's forget it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next example. Oh, the next one is you have it's just like the weekday. You have a variable month, and you check the month. If the month is 1, it's a January, and then if 12, it's December, right? So let me copy this thing in. I think we do need the last thing here. And let's see if we get this little extra X column here as a mystery. We'll write that. Oh, it's still there. Well, anyway, it's okay. So we got a month. Yeah. And yeah, and we need a default one. If the value is not from 1 to 12, then we want to print something as well. So default, I think I'm wrong. See this, when you have the red thing, it means it's an invalid keyword. I think because I typed a D as uppercase D, need a lowercase, that's okay. I don't need that. Can we have a extra line here? I think we can, yeah. And again, if it's not 1 to 12, then again, it's not a valid month. Not a valid month, okay. So we start with a 4, the 4 should be April. And let's compile. And save the file. Clear. And run it. Yep, that's April. If you enter not 0, this time enter 15. That's not a valid month, then we will know. Yeah, not a valid. That hit the default part. So this is a switch case break, statement. So very similar to if else, but you cannot use if else because, well, let's see, you can say if month equal to 1, do something, else if month equal to 2, do something. So yes, you can use if else. But this one is the switch case is cleaner and right. So yes, you can convert this to if else. Oh, here's more explanation. For every case, you need you need a break. Otherwise, if you don't use a break, it will run the next line. Let's do a test. So you do need a break between. Let's see. Let's put the. Remember, if we put a 4, we print April out. If we don't have this break here, we're coming up, it will case 4, print that, and then it will print that one, print May, and then break. Let's see if that's the case. So save it, compile, and run. Yeah. See, if you don't have a break between the two cases, so if the value match that case and print out, and then since you don't have break, it will continue and skip the check, skip this check, and then print the next one out. So when the month is 4, it print April and May, and then break. So that's why we got April and May, and then stop. So you do need a break before every case. Okay. The only place you don't need a break is the default, because the default is the last line of the code anyway. So that's why you don't need a break. Okay. Default, yes. Default. Oh yeah, we did that already. So the day we add a default, and oh, here's another switch. Yeah, they just another. So this one is to demonstrate that you don't need to use the integer values. So like so far we use integer, and you know, for this expression you can even use a character. You can use string. You can use a character. So if a character is D, let's say if a character is A, you say okay, you know, this back to the your the exam or homework score. So if A, the score is probably more than 90 points. If the B is less than 90, more than 80, something like that, or C, well, depending on how your teacher define this, but that's more or less right, okay? So let's give it a try. Okay, let me see, highlight, put that in. That's so funny. I got this little thing up after every open parentheses. I don't know why. But anyway, since it's not impacting the result, I don't just leave alone. So in this case, okay, let's do some formatting here. So hit a tab, another tab. That's better. So let's say it's D, then we got it. So the score is there. Save it. Compile. Java. Yep. Because it's a D, so we print that out. Okay. So how many? Two. Okay, let me see here. Good. Let's continue. Oh, that's a switch. The next one is a loop. So Java loops. You almost said. Someone asked a question. Let me see. The teacher, I'm sorry for coming late. Wi-Fi is being really okay. It's okay. It's all right. So this is Kevin. So yeah, it's okay. You can watch the video to catch up later. Okay. While loop. A block of code is executed repeatedly as that's called a loop. Of course, when you have a loop, you do not want a loop to run forever. So you probably want to control the loop with a condition. You run it as long as the condition is true. Otherwise, the loop should stop. In programming, yeah, some developers or programmers do make a mistake, either forgot using condition or use the condition incorrectly, and the loop ends up running forever. That's not good, because if a loop runs forever, then your machine will get hot. That means your computer CPU will keep running, and that normally produce a lot of heat. And, well, it won't burn your computer, but it make your computer really busy. Just do that thing, do that loop thing. So, but of course you can kill the process, or you can power off, you can restart. There are many ways to stop it, but that's by external force, external interruption. So the best is to avoid it. Let's see, why do we want to use loops? Because the loops save time, can avoid errors, and make a code more readable. What does that mean? That means if you want to do something multiple times, you probably want to use a loop. You don't want to, write the same code multiple times and run it. That make the program really long. And if you change something, you have to change multiple places. So if I have a, block of code, to run more than one time, you should put inside a loop. For example, if you want to print out a number, all the numbers less than 5, instead of print the number, one by after another, you can put that into a loop. What I mean is, let's say you want to print out all the numbers less than 5, you can do this way. Let's say this way that's not recommended, or it's a bad idea. Let's say I want to print out this here. Let me see. See, we have a number int, go to 1. You print out once. Then you print second time, third time, fifth time, fourth time. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you want to print out all the numbers less than 5. You can do this. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. This is totally okay. This is nothing wrong with this. And if I save it, do I have a syntax error? Why is it red? Oh, that's because you should declare a variable only once. You shouldn't declare a second time. You declare is only once, and then after that you just use it. You don't want to int multiple times. Yeah, that's a complaint. Now it's okay. Now save it. Now let's compile the program. You run the program. You get a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the numbers less than 5, or positive integers. You can see that, you got a multiple lines and 5 times, right? So with a loop, you can put this way, say, okay, got an I, the I start with 0, say while I less than 5, then print it. Print the value, right? Here, that. And you can get rid of the thing. Much better, right? You only, one print line, but inside a loop, right? Of course, if you do that, it will print many, many zeros. Should I try that? So let's try that. This is wrong, right? This is going to be an infinite loop, because if you watch this, the I will print out, and it will, since it's a loop, it'll go back, say, okay, is I still less than 5? Yes, print again. And if I run that, it's going to be an infinitive loop. Infinitive, that means a non-stop loop. Let's try it. Compile and run. Now watch, get ready, watch the screen. Look at that. It's printing zeros forever, like non-stop. Just print 0, 0, 0, keep printing. So what I need to do, I want to Control C to stop it. Now, okay, it's stopped, but it print many, 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 many zeros like that. So that make your CPU very busy. So you do not want that. This is called an infinite loop. Remember, for the loop, you want to add a condition to control it. So remember this. We add 1 to the I. So after each print, you add 1 to it, and then go back, check, add 1 to it. And until it's 5, say, okay, I is not less than 5. And when the condition is true, well, it's a false. When the condition is false, it will go to the end here. It won't print out. So this is a check, this is a condition, but you want to make the condition to true, to false, to stop the loop. Okay. Now safely program. Let me recompile it. Run it again. There we go. It just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And another example, let's say what if we want to print all the numbers? Interesting. All the numbers greater than 85. If the I is greater than 85, we print out. Yeah, fine. But start with 100 actually. We want to print out the number 100 and then go down. See this minus. You go down and until it, yeah, until it's 85. We want to print out all the numbers from 100 down to 86. Okay. A little bit, not like that easier to understand, but this is going backward. Okay. So we start with 100 and then print 100 and 99, 98. So remember this minus, take 1 out, I. Okay. And make it a nice and neat. Okay, come on. Yeah. Save the program. Compile the program. Yeah, there we go. So from 100, I take 1 out, print, take another 1 out until is 85. I print 86 and take 1 out, 85, compare 85 greater than 85, false, they end. So that's a loop going backward. Let me check the time here. Oh, 40, oh, 38. Okay, good. Let's move on. So the loops. Now is loops switch. Class attributes. Okay. Right. Just like the car. Remember this is a class. Let's do a point. So class attributes are variables within a class. You can have, define any class you want. Remember we define class car. The attributes are the car make, model, weight, color. You can keep adding more, type, SUV, sedan, van, plate number, something like that. Oh, well, plate number, yeah, why not? Yeah, it's car. So, and then here we introduce a point, let's say on your screen, if you want to draw something, the position from here, let's see this corner, maybe this is X0, the Y is the height of the screen, something like that. So that's a we define point. The point is XY values in pixels, okay? And that's one class. And how to access the attributes of the class, we use a dot. Remember, use a dot, right? Let's create a class. And that's multiple. We want to use multiple classes. Let me copy that. We want to create a new class called point Java. A file folder already already exists. It is. Oh yeah, I typed that already here. Yeah. So we have a point class, attribute xy with some initial values or default values. And then another class, we want to use a point. Let's say we call it draw. You know, like if you are to draw a line or draw a curve or draw anything on your computer, you probably need a draw class. We put that here. In this draw class, you want to create a object called point1 with this class name, and then the object name, just like a variable object name, we call it point1. You can call it anything, you know, point A or point B, point1. And then with new, to create a object out of this class. And then you can access the attribute in the point, access xy using the dot. Okay, let's try these two classes. Oh, interesting. Oh, my computer type 1 show up 2. When you compile multiple classes, you can compile this way: Java C, Java compile, and then got point Java, and then you can type another class. By the way, remember before we use the main, you know, the main class, you don't have to, you know, use the main all the time. You can name it anything anyway, any name you want to. You can, you know, call it my application or main application class is draw, but you do need a may, lowercase may, in a standalone Java program to run, in order to run the program. Okay, you do need this may, even though class is different, but the may, you still have to use a little may method to run this program. So let's try that. Let's try to compile two classes or two files in one command line. So you can, you know, compile multiple. Okay, so just Java C from file 1, file 2. It works. And then when you run it, you have to run, you cannot run the point because the point doesn't have a main method with a point. So the point class is just a class, no method. If you try to run it, let's see what you get. By the way, use Java to run class without the main method. Here you get an error. Main method not defined. Please define the main method as that. Or a Java application class must extend that. So this is this is another thing, another way to run a Java class, but we are not using this. We use that. So you do need this method to run a program. So this is the error when you run the point, or when you run any Java class without the main method. Okay, clear that. And then you can draw. Say, hey, draw a point for me. You know, in my class, I want to draw a point. You can draw it this way. Draw. Well, it's not really drawing anything on your screen. In order to draw a line or curve, or circle, or square, you have to, you know, provide more than that. This is just a command line. You know, it's not drawing the line or any point or anything. It just display the point values actually, okay? But when you do have a place to draw a line or something, then yeah, then probably you can use a draw, and actually you normally you move your think about it, you imagine there's a pen on your screen. The first thing actually is move your pen to 0.1, and then second is move your pen to 0.2, then that will leave a line between the 0.1 and the 0.2. But we will see if we can find a way to draw something on screen later in the class, okay? But for now, you just, the draw is not really drawing anything, is actually printing the point value out onto your command line, command screen here. So that's that. Let me check time here. Oh, it's 47. Okay, this is a good time to stop. And next lesson, we will continue to, look at the classes, objects, and so on. All right. And yeah, there's a couple questions, not a lot, on the switch, how to use a switch, how to use a while loop to print numbers between 100 and 120. You can try it. If you have trouble, look at the answer. I just want you to practice a little bit, okay? All right, I'm going to stop my screen here. And stop the recording.